Welcome back to the Ant Antics podcast, the place where tiny worlds meet big ideas. It's been a while since our last episode, but don't worry, we haven't gone anywhere. We're just working flat out behind the scenes to get ready for Antcon 2025. We wanted to check in with you ahead of the big weekend to give you a little pre-Antcon update and share some exciting news with you before the event happens. Well, welcome back, and first things first, we are really sorry that we've let our eye off the game here and we haven't released an episode in a good few weeks. We do have an excuse though, and that excuse is that we've been working tirelessly behind the scenes getting ready for a couple hundred people to descend on us in less than 7 days' time. But we will be releasing a full-length Antcon special, and this episode will be released shortly after the event. So Sam, welcome back to episode 4, and what have you got to tell our people about Antcon prep?
So we'll be recording chats with visitors, interviews with guests, and a whole bunch of stories from the weekend. So if you're coming along, you might even hear yourself featured. Though, let's edit that to if you're coming along, you probably will hear yourself featured.
Definitely.
Because there are always some stories that have to be shared.
And you are going to be ambushed.
Yeah, there's no getting out of it.
What have you got to say right now? Tell me.
And if you won't say, we'll get someone else that will.
And of course, we're going to have Sadie back for that one. So she's probably the person that's going to be intimidating people.
Well, let's not start this whole image of Sadie in people's heads again now.
Word of advice to anyone coming to Antcon: if Sadie asks you what you think of Antcon, you best answer.
Oh, it's just easier. We've learned this, haven't we?
Well, right now it's obviously all hands on deck. Between the foundation really picking up momentum, the shop, we've had record store sales this week on the run up to Antcon. We've got the event itself, everything, there's boxes everywhere. We're prepping for that.
Yeah. And
we haven't really stopped. So really, we're bringing some rather special species to the store. I think we can tell people a couple of these now because they are sought after. And one of the key things about Antcon is where you are in line on the day is what order you get to the ant shop in. So, Sam, why is it worth people queuing up before other people to get to the desk?
For example, if we've got 10 of a species and there's only 10 available and we've imported 10, then naturally we're splitting that 50-50 between the Saturday and the Sunday.
Of course, yes.
Now, if you're late to the line or you're just behind somebody in the line, that's fine. But the people before you will then be able to have the chance to buy, one of those species if they want. So if you've got 15 people in front of you, you've got the chance that one of those 5 species are going to sell out. I think it's worth saying as well, what I'm not going to do, if we've got enough, it's completely different. But I'm never going to let one person have five of the same thing if I know that there are people behind.
Yeah.
We're not about that, but at the same point, it's first come, first serve, and we're being as fair as we can with that, I think.
So I think it's time. We're less than a week out. We've got species here. Let's tell our listeners what they've got the chance of picking up if they're early enough in that queue.
So I think the one that's excited me this week the most are honeypots.
Yes.
They're the ones that, from my point of view as a hobbyist, I really, really enjoy. We've had the Myrmecystis plastops 01, they're called, which always confuses people, but it's the same species. It's just there's 01 and 02, different parts of America, and the 01 are the biggest. So we've got those, and they're just absolute tanks. They're pretty, they're bicoloured, and our queens now have a load of pupae that are ready to close within, I think, about a few days to a week now. So possibly even Antcon, people have
some workers to go home with.
Honeypot colonies.
Of course, we have fish hooks.
Yes.
We have some bihomata.
Yeah.
Which is going to be... They're very, very limited in number.
Yeah.
They are going to be sought after. We've been holding on to them for how long? 3 months?
It's been a while now.
The colonies are stable, they're happy, they're ready for their new homes, they're producing brood in all stages, and we're more than excited to get those out to people. We have, for the first time in the UK ever, Colobopsis explodens.
Which again is, from my point of view, I know you're excited as well.
I'm so excited. I'm so sad we're selling them all.
Yes. But they're something, again, that's very, very special.
Although you did bribe me a little bit by surprising me yesterday with some very lovely Cataglyphis hispanicum.
So me and Rich do the imports equally sometimes. So he didn't work out, or he didn't do this.
I just sign the checks and trust him a lot of the time.
Yeah. So when I arranged for customers and everything in between for this one, Rich had zero idea, and I was sorting it all out. I went up and collected it. I got my brother too, but it's the same principle. And it was very much a case of he came back, he was expecting something, and we had some nice Cataglyphis.
I didn't even know you had imported anything. I didn't even know, because the invoices come afterwards for the bill.
You're making me sound quite bad here, but yeah.
But either way, it's lovely because they are so cute, and the way they jump up and down, like they vibrate, like they're like, you know, when you throw a cucumber at a cat and it just leaps on all fours.
Yeah.
You know, just pounces vertically into the sky. That's what they do as they're walking around.
Do you know what? I feel like I'm saying this a lot, but again, they're a species that I really, really love, or genus that I love, and you'll see in person. I feel like on the website, it just doesn't do them justice. Same with the Velox. The Velox look pretty, but again, it doesn't do them justice.
Velox will be here for Antcon.
Yeah, Velox will also be here.
Hispanicum will be here.
Yeah.
There's only a few colonies, but they're multi-queen.
But it's, again, I've always thinking, am I pulling stuff in that I like? I hope people actually like it as well.
People are going to love this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, for the opportunity to own an Explodens colony, something that's never been sold in the UK before, something very, very hard to get.
Yeah.
Naturally, we've had luck because of the way we import.
Yeah.
It comes direct. So we haven't had any exploding Explodens on the way.
Well, this is the issue.
They haven't been stressed. But I think that is an epic colony for someone to keep. We've also got a lot of our regular colonies in too. We've got a little special going on Rubida for the day.
Yeah.
We may or may not have another species or two that have got some decent discounts on.
I think we'll leave those two as a surprise, I think, as opposed to telling them now. And then there's, you said that we stocked a lot of things as well, which are still nice. It's just when we go, the stuff that excites us the most, it's obviously going to be exploding fish hooks, things like that.
But there's a lot of stuff here that have never been on the site before. No one's ever seen in the UK before.
Yeah.
And there's stuff here that people are really going to love looking through. So if it's something that you're really looking to get, a special species that is not common, be first in the line and get that ticket first.
100%.
On to the next section here. We've had our eyes in the community a lot, and there's been a little speculation online, essentially, about whether Antcon is a money-making machine. So what I want to do is just take 5 minutes here, Sam, to explain to people what the restructuring means and how the foundation is separate from Antantics. So we now operate as two companies. We operate as Antantics Limited, open brackets, retail, close brackets.
Yeah.
And we operate as our not-for-profit community interest company, the Antantics Foundation. Two very different brands. So what the foundation does is it gets funding from every customer that spends money with Antantics, and it gets funding from Antcon, which has been signed over to the foundation as its new not-for-profit event. And it uses that money to give back to the community. So when we say give back to the community, we mean the communities around us, and that's the schools locally and across the UK that we provide colonies to completely free of charge. We work with local educational institutions on conservation work, and that includes Swansea University and the Roofer Project. And it means that all of the money coming into the foundation from Antcon, which is now a not-for-profit event, all of that money is going to be the base funding for the foundation for an entire year. So this foundation needs a regular source of income, And what it means is it's no longer about profit for us. Antcon isn't about profit. It's about the community and giving back. And anything we earn on the day means our foundation can give back for longer. So I know there wasn't really much for you to say here, Sam.
You've covered most of it, to be fair.
I've covered most of it. I don't want people under illusions of what Antcon now is. I want people to realise that this is a voluntary thing. None of us staff get paid for working at Antcon. The money we make, after the cost of the materials of producing the stock, the rest of it goes to the foundation.
We were laughing about this the other day. Imagine if we did get paid for Antcon, there'd be no money in. You'd be looking like a $5,000 wage bill. You know what I mean?
The wages has just gone up too. Yeah.
It would never be possible.
The week before and after Antcon, you're looking at an $8,000 wage bill. There would be no ticket money at all, would there?
No, not at all. So we all put a lot of time into this, and it's because we enjoy that community so much. I know we've said this before, we're all busy and we're working hard, but we generally do enjoy it. We might not be walking around all the time, though we're trying to do a bit more of that this year. We're scheduling it to actually fully enjoy things ourselves as well. But it's a community event, and that's the important point we want to make. Again, you mentioned the conservation. That's something that we're all really passionate about, and I hope other people are on the same wavelength as us, because it's very exciting, but that's going to cost money. So it all has to...
And that money has to come from somewhere.
Exactly.
And historically, Antantics, the retail side, has been funding all of this, but we've put it into its own niche now, so we're able to accept donations for the work that we do. And of course, there's the super exciting news we had the other day, where the National Trust England have approached us. They asked for a meeting with us and Wendy from Swansea University, and something massive has come from that meeting. Essentially what's happened is National Trust England have offered us access to all woodland. They're regenerating woodland, they're creating new woodland across the country, and they have old woodland which doesn't have wood ants in it. The geographical area is from Preston, as high up as Preston, as low down as Gloucester, completely east to west of the country. Both new and ancient woodland is ours.
That's impressive.
So we have tabs on thousands of woodlands, and we have been given the responsibility by National Trust England to restore wood ants everywhere that they should be.
Small task, isn't it? Just a little.
You should have seen, you were in the meeting, obviously, but Wendy and I, we're like shaking. We're like, this is our biggest concern about this conservation project, was putting colonies down and them not being safe. Well, the National Trust have agreed to secure the areas where we put them down. They've given us full autonomous control over which woodlands and where and when and what stage of the colonies. And they want us to look at some sort of budding as well for more established woodlands. So we've manually bud colonies that are in existence and spread them around. Obviously, the primary route we want to go down, and we've expressed this to them, is that we want to put new, fresh colonies down to create genetic diversity. Yeah. But Wendy at Antcon is going to have a lot to say about this, because her talk is all about the Roofer project.
And I think she deserves a mention in this as well, because she's equally as excited as you.
Honestly,
you both put in an awful lot of work.
Without Wendy, the Antantics Foundation wouldn't exist. Wendy is a very key part in the foundation and the work she does with the foundation. And her passion into this Roofer project is just next level. Between Wendy and I, we're working with TV famous people like Nick Baker. We've got a wildlife author coming through Nick Baker to Antcon. That's super exciting. Ellen is going to give a talk for people.
For me, it's that if you look back 4 years ago, where the company started to the point we're at now, where we're doing this work and we've got...
But this was the dream, wasn't it?
Exactly.
Our dream was never to sell ants. Yeah. Our dream was to leave Wales better than we found it.
And now we're at a really good point where we can make a really positive impact on our local, our local England as well, but the UK, our local areas.
Some people, to name no names, Matt, likes to volunteer his time to the Scouts. We volunteer ours to our own not-for-profit.
Exactly.
So, moving on, we've mentioned the conservation. The school project, there's 18 schools on the wait list right now. We've got no money.
Yeah. And no time nor the money to...
Yeah. So, they're full kits, colonies, food, instructions, support, talks, or it's carnage. But thanks to Antcon, hopefully next week, the week after the event, we can start rolling them out.
I was going to say, we're definitely not complaining, but we've just got to a point where we've accepted it's going to have to be after Antcon. So we're so grateful that these schools are showing this interest.
Yeah.
We just need to be able to logistically do it.
Absolutely. We're going to get Ebba up here to give us a little insight to one of the Antcon challenges this year. And we'll save it till she's here. So welcome back, and now we have someone to introduce to you. We have Ebba from the Escape Room. Ebba, who are you?
Hi, I'm Ebba. I run the escape game here in Carmarthen, and I'm going to be putting together a little treasure hunt for the Antcon this year. Some special activities.
Now, I'm excited for this because Antcon has historically been about everybody gathering around, and everybody needs to go out and get lunch and explore the town, and we're really giving them a reason to do this. But what can they sort of expect from what's about to happen during the treasure hunt?
So it's going to be a fun, family-friendly trail taking you across Carmarthen, a set of ant-themed puzzles, collecting stamps as you go, and there'll be a small surprise at the end for the winners of the treasure hunt. It's designed to be a light, fun and flexible time. You can do it at your own pace. Should only take about 30 to 45 minutes, depending on how clever you are with the clues, of course. And it's be a good bit of ant-themed fun for everyone participating, I think.
I think this sounds brilliant. And, of course, this is going to be your first Antcon.
Yes.
Never before in the history of Antcons have we had someone from the escape room actually give some time and come and get involved in the event. But Sam right now is pointing at himself.
I don't really count, do I?
No. You were always ants through and through.
The escape room was just an excuse to be here.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, I'm super excited, and it's going to be great for you to meet everyone.
Yes.
Do you have any connotations in your head of what ant geeks look like?
No, I'm very excited to see the variety of people we've got coming. You guys have told me it's a funky kind of person, but we get that in the but I think
so we've been winding Ebba up a lot.
Yes.
We've been putting stereotypes into her head. A lot like people in grunge bars.
Yes, well, I'm sure it's going to be there's going to be a lot of crossover between the type of people that enjoy the ants and want to do a bit of puzzle solving as well, I'd imagine. So I'm excited to see how everyone does with it.
I think you're going to be surprised how normal people look.
Yes, well, you could say that for anything though, couldn't you?
Yeah, quite. Well, thank you very much. I know it was only a couple of minutes of your time, but we've got you on the podcast, and it's exciting for people to know because this is a new thing that's happening. We've never done a treasure hunt before, and they've got a chance to win a little something unique as well.
Yes, I'm very excited to be a part of it this year and to bring the two businesses together, and I'm excited to see how well or not well people do as well. We're trying to make the puzzles not too complicated for everyone, so everyone should stand a good chance of winning. But we'll have to see how they fare on the day, I think.
Do you know, this is funny, right? You wouldn't have heard Ebba say this, but Ebba said yesterday, every now and again she reminds me, she says, if you think think about how intelligent the average person is, and then remember half of the people are not that intelligent. So we're trying to find a nice middle ground with these puzzles this time around. It's true, though. I'm going to have to edit out my coughing now.
It's funny.
It's brilliant, isn't it? She reminds me of that every now and again. Every
Only
time,
when
like,
it's relevant.
when people have like tried to lick wires in the escape room or something, she's like, "We're in the lesser 50% here."
Yeah.
I was going to say, I'm going to be careful what I say because we're on a podcast, but I think Ebba said it perfectly. Professionally is what Ebba said it as.
Awesome. Thank you, Ebba.
Thank you for having me.
We will see you at Antcon.
Yes, looking forward to it.
And now we got the most important update of all. I'm really excited about it. Emma didn't notice it. Sam doesn't care.
Where is it?
Where is it? I got a fridge.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I see. I was like, what is this?
I have my own fridge.
Do you know what? Are we meant to
Nobody
cheer?
cares.
It's a
care.
fridge.
It's Cold Relentless is
you
on tap.
Actually, I...
Aha, you think they're on tap.
Well, no, on can.
Oh, no. Watch. She's so happy with this.
Gonna open it up and it's just full of ants.
It's a lockable fridge. Sam.
Yeah, the
because
office and the fridge.
Rich seems to think that we're going to break into his already locked office and then steal snacks from his fridge.
I know you've got a way in. Through a door that if you kick it hard enough, it just opens.
No, that lock is way too way too safe for me.
You've shown us which keys it is now, though, which was your first mistake.
Yeah, but once I find the key to the key cupboard, those will be locked away safely.
Okay. It's just one major issue there, though.
It's just Sam, you're not stealing my fridge anymore. But you waiting to say something?
You're making it sound like I steal things from you all the time.
Yeah, you do on a regular basis. Or was it just that one time?
The crisps. Oh, so good.
Never lived that one.
That was so good. Didn't I blame Matt?
You did.
Oh,
that was the
brilliant.
day Sam nearly got fired. We're going to tell everyone about this right now.
He was telling me about that, yeah.
So I come in the morning and there's a bag of Paprika Max Walker's crisps sitting on the side eaten. And I said to Sam, who had that bag of crisps? Because I checked the till and no money had gone in the till for them. And Sam was like, it wasn't me. I don't even like paprika crisps.
I looked him dead in the eyes and said that.
Yeah. So it had to be Matt, because you and Matt, according to the camera, were sitting down. And what happened then? Matt come in. I went nuts, accusing him of stealing. And then I checked the camera. Yeah. And what did I see on the camera? I saw Sam going behind reception, digging his hand into random boxes, picking out paprika crisps, sitting there eating them and not even binning the evidence.
It's the not binning that makes that egregious.
I would never have known.
We established it was like 11 o'clock and I was like sleep eating. I was actually awake, but like I was so out of it. I was like, I just need food, and I got a bag of crisps. It was so much.
It was 6:20.
No, it wasn't.
It was. I remember.
No way.
I remember.
There's no way. Surely not.
On what occasion in this world would Matt be here at 11 o'clock to sit with you on a sofa?
Very fair take.
Do we end it now, or
no? We can move on. So we've got a couple of things to tell people coming to Antcon. Antcon, we're doing the early check-ins again this year. So if you want to avoid queuing on the Saturday or Sunday and you happen to be in Carmarthen between the hours of 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock on Friday, you can swing by to reception, you can check in, you'll get your lanyard, you'll get your ID, you'll get your swag bag, and what it most importantly means is you can join the pre-checked in queue on the day you're visiting. So you don't have to go through all of that process. It's a separate line, you can walk straight in. Doors are going to be opening at 10 a.m. Obviously, that's 9:45 for founders. Founders are the people with the orange badges that were here in 2022. And concierge people as well, obviously 15 minutes early. And then once they're in, the pre-checked in people can just start flooding in as we're checking everyone else in. The event's finishing at 4:30, so by 5 o'clock, we can be ushering everybody out the door because we need to get ready for the next day and make it look here like nothing ever happened. But there's loads to do, and there's displays, there's talks, there's stalls. We've heard from Ebba about her little challenge around the town. And founders, so anybody with an orange shirt or ID card, they can attend both days of the event if they're local. It doesn't matter what day their ticket is for, whether they've got a ticket for the Saturday or the Sunday. If you're a founder, you're welcome to come on both days under the same ticket. So everything's in place. We're going to have a good weekend. And I think that's it from us. Should we say goodbye?
I think so.
I think so.
There we are. Well, do you want to have a signature goodbye, Sam?
I really don't. Because I'm going to have to try and match the pitch of me sounding like an excited goodbye every single week. And it's not because I'm not excited. It's just like, it's not going to happen.
No, it never would it?
You could
No.
choose to do a really flat signature goodbye. Still a signature.
What, just like, bye?
Yeah, that does the job.
I think all of that started from Hollifer, didn't it? Because he always used to have the very, Ebba. So we know, right.
You said that so aggressively.
Oh, was that aggressive? No, that was excitement.
It was excited.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
We have somebody that will listen to this who is very excited to get into a certain ant costume.
Oh,
Are the
fab.
customizations complete?
So so the front customization's done. As long as a needle didn't break as soon as I left this morning, the back customization should be done by now as well. But
So-
it's looking good. I'm excited to see it all branded.
Asking for a friend, would it be possible to leave a needle in? Just,
No, because they're expensive. He's not keeping the sewing
he's not even
needles.
worth a needle.
It's not worth the needle.
Those needles are worth their weight in gold, trust me. But it's looking good though.
Just so this isn't an inside joke, we're talking about the ant costume that PJ Ants wears for Antcon. Ebba is not a one-trick pony. She might run the escape room, but she also has an embroidery business. And she is the person responsible for putting a nice Antcon logo onto PJ's ant suit. You'll see him at the door waggling his gaster.
That doesn't sound off-putting at all, does it?
So please check in early and use the other door if you want to avoid.
Shall we just send decoys his way so he thinks he's checking people in, but they just go around in a circle?
Be like the ants going around in a circle. Be
It's a
very
death
fitting.
spiral.
Yeah, very fitting.
I'm joking, PJ. We do appreciate your help.
We do
Sam,
appreciate you.
Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing you in your nice branded costume as well.
Well, that's it for episode 4. I know it was a short little update and we haven't done a Q&A and things like that. We will try and get another episode out before Antcon, but the main one is going to be after Antcon once we've spoken to everyone on the day and found out how they enjoyed it. So until next time, happy ant keeping. Thanks for listening. Please like and follow and subscribe and all those other things that you do to keep us relevant. That's what it's for, isn't
Yes.
it? To keep you in the algorithm.
Keep the clicks.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
To highways wide, there's a whole world waiting just outside. Welcome to the Antcon podcast, where tiny worlds and big ideas collide. Ants are crawling, stories calling. Join the fun, come take a look inside. Welcome to the Antcon podcast. Come explore what's hidden in plain sight. Grab a cup, tune in and bi-weekly, and step into the ant life. Talking nests and keeping tips and queens in flight, and keeping gurus help you get it right. Myths busted, debates, and behind the scenes with Richard, Sam, Matt, and Sadie on the team, bringing our community together. A place to share, a place like no other. Join us for the latest news and Antcon updates just for you. From new releases to special guests, we've got the stories and keepers love best. Welcome to the Antcon podcast, where tiny worlds and big ideas collide. Ants are crawling, stories calling. Join the fun, come take a look inside. Welcome to the Antcon podcast. Come explore what's hidden in plain sight. Grab a cup, tune in and bi-weekly, and step into the ant life.